Good evening, milusińscy. Today's episode will be in English because the book I found is in English. Slinky Malinki. By the way, Malinki means raspberries in Polish. It's a book that my son used to read, or at least enjoy, in whatever capacity he had back in the day. So I'll do my best to properly read it to you. English language has a very nice bounce to it, and you can stretch words or contract them in order to fit the rhythm or the meter of the poem. And this one is very rhythmic. There are just few spots where you have to kind of adjust your projection to match the rhythm. Alright, slinky. Slinky means Oxford definition of a garment, fitting closely to the lines of the body, like a slinky black evening dress, or graceful and sinuous, or seductive in movement. Okay, that kind of sounds like a cat. Malinki, there's no such word. I surely would know. Let's switch to the book. All right, so this cat is already, we can see, quite mischievous, or mischievous, as some Polish speakers would attempt. I will not stop much and break the poem to comment on it. The moral is the same as everywhere else. If you have too much of the good stuff, it comes back to you and whatever, right? All that you get in Jachowicz poems or the good old Brzechwa. Let's get on with this. Slinky Malinki. Oh yeah, by the way, before we start, I actually had a friend whose cat used to steal people's clothes. So you're drying the clothes outside your house on the washing line, right? And the cat would steal t-shirts or socks and bring them home. Kind of cool. Badass. Alright, here we can see Slinky Malinki being slightly mischievous. Slinky Malinki was blacker than black, a stalking and lurking adventurous cat. He had bright yellow eyes, a warbling wail, and a kink at the end of his very long tail. Here you can see the kink at the end of his tail. If I just move the stuff here, there's a kink. He was cheeky and cheerful, friendly and fun. He'd chase after leaves and he'd roll in the sun. Here you can see him being cheerful and roll in the sun. Oh. But at night he was wicked and fiendish and sly. Through moonlight and shadow he'd prowl and he'd pry. He crept along fences, he leapt over walls, he poked into corners and sneaked into holes. What was he up to? At night, to be brief, Slinky Malinki turned into a thief. All over town, from basket and bowl, he pilfered and pillaged, he snitched and he stole slippers and sausages, biscuits, balloons, brushes and bandages, pencils and spoons. We can see the cat stealing, and there's a balloon. He pulled them, he dragged them, he heaved them until he'd carried them home to his house on the hill. Poor Teddy. One rascally night, between midnight and 4, Slinky Malinki stole more than before. Some pegs and a teddy bear dressed up in lace, a gardening glove from McCafferty's place. Oh, we can see also a sock and a sneaker. A tatty old sneaker, a smelly old sock at Jennifer Turkington's pottery smock. That's some sort of apron, right? Or a rug. A squishy banana, some glue and a pen. A cushion from Oliver Tulliver's den. First of all, if you have a child and you name him Oliver Tulliver, It's probably a good way to teach him hard lessons at school with the bullies. The glue, something tells me, will become very important in a few pages. Ah, that's a lot. Oh, and there's an alarm clock I can see. Exciting times ahead. A clock and some bottles, a pair of blue jeans, a half-knitted jersey, a packet of beans. He pulled them, he dragged them, he heaved them until he'd carried them home to his house on the hill. We all know the stories where dragons hoard too much treasure, and it attracts dwarves. Then Slinky Malinki, Rapscallion Cat, piled them up high in a heap on the mat. Oh, there's something bad happening here. I can see his expression being quite desperate. The glue toppled over and gummed up the pegs. The jersey unraveled and tangled his legs. He tripped on the bottles and slipped on the sock. He tipped over sideways and set off the clock. Uh-oh. We know what's happening next. Crash went the bottles, beep beep went the clock. Roar 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 went the dogs on the block. On went the lights, bang went the door, and out came the family. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, that's a guilty case if I've ever seen one. Oh no, they all said. What a criminal cat. Tomorrow we'll have to take everything back. With a tangled up middle and glue on his face, Slinky Malinki was deep in disgrace. Never again did he answer the call. When moon shadows danced over garden and wall, when whispers of wickedness stirred in his head, he adjusted his whiskers and stayed home instead. But we can see him slightly tempted with his old wicked ways. And that's it. There you go, kids. If you steal stuff, you will definitely be caught at some stage because of your own greed, and you will have to return it. Kind of Crime and Punishment, children's edition, without anybody getting max murdered. Anyway, thank you for watching and have a good night.